Oh, my hair is weird. Anyways, hello everyone, and welcome to Narain's Life with MS. This is Narain over here, and welcome to episode 2 of Hump Day Hurdles. So, for this Hump Day Hurdle, this is something that I did want to talk about, considering that today I actually went to my doctor, and the reasoning for this I'll let you know by the end of this week. But I did go to my doctor today, and the one thing that I did want that I talked to him about was something that I do want to discuss with you, which has to do with some of the issues that I have as a result of MS, which deals with my vision. A little bit of history. When I did get when I was experiencing the MS symptoms back in 2008, 2009. One thing that did end up happening was that there was a big, there was a huge difference in between the vision of my left eye versus my right eye, where my left eye was actually seeing better than normal. My vision in my left eye was, at that point in time, I think a 20 by 15, as opposed to on my right eye, which was actually 20 by 70, which ended up happening because I was experiencing symptoms that were very close to almost glaucoma. And the way I can probably say in a different way was, if I closed my left eye and I would look at a page, words would just literally disappear off the page, and I would actually see that it wasn't directly in the line of my vision where I would be able to read words, but more around my around the straight side of my vision, so almost in the you can almost say around in the environs, right? This of course did end up showing in my field tests, and did continue to stay with me. And when I did get my first my first steroid treatment therapy, just to pretty much get rid of a lot of the issues I was dealing with as the aftermath of my first relapse. The vision in my right eye did come back, but it never got back to being perfect. And so as a result, there's always been this disparity in between the vision in my left and my right eye, and that pretty much advanced to it being a double vision, to the point where I would probably read one page with my left eye and then another page with my right eye. Of course, with my left eye, I was able to read a page in whichever book very, very quickly, and then turning over to my right eye, the page would take 2 to almost 3 times as much time. This was just a result of the vision in my right eye just not being up to scratch. But yes, this double vision did end up advancing a little bit, and as of now I actually experience 2 issues at the same time. One being nystagmus, which only you as the viewer can, or you seeing me for the first time, will probably notice, which is that my eyeballs tend to shake almost like they're dancing, and them doing that when my body's not dancing is not fair to me. But the other side of the thing is, internally I also notice my vision is dancing in front of my eye, which again, considering that my entire body isn't dancing along with my vision, again is, it's not the happiest thing to have. But of course, my vision shaking, that's something called oscillopsia. And I've probably experienced it now for, I want to say, over a year. Maybe it started in 2024, maybe a little earlier in 2022 or 2023. But the one thing that I do know is, it's here to stay. And of course, I try to do certain exercises that that have improved certain things. So when I definitely end up exercising my eye muscles by constantly looking up, then down, then up, then down, again moving my eyes side to side. And when I end up doing that, one thing I notice is that in the extremities around my line of vision, I can actually stop the oscillopsia from happening. In fact, people even say that the nystagmus stops as a result of the my pupils being at the edges of my eye. So that is one thing that I've noticed. And of course, if you do have vision issues, especially if you do have anything that is MS related, be it that one eye is significantly weaker than the other, or that you're facing double vision, if you're facing glaucoma like symptoms, or if you're actually also facing from either nystagmus or oscillopsia, do share your experiences, do share what kind of therapies you do, what kind of exercises you do, and maybe what kind of medication that you actually might take as a result of it. So this brings me back to what actually ended up happening earlier today, where I was actually talking to my doctor in regards to me experiencing oscillopsia for the better part of, I want to say, at least 2 years. And the one thing he has done is he has at least given me certain things, certain medications that I can try. One medication that he says might actually help my oscillopsia is dalfampridine, which I was already taking as a result of my walking issues. That will be a completely different video for one of the future weeks. But apart from that, I definitely want to hear your inputs on what kind of issues you face with your eyes, especially if you have any kind of autoimmune condition, if you have any issues with your eye, be it that you're myopic, be it that you have any other eye issues, even if it's glaucoma, if you've experienced anything that has required surgery of any kind, or even any other autoimmune condition, do share your experiences, so that and do share what are your tips and tricks, or what are some of the exercises or medications that you actually take, and that does provide some positive effect on you. I would say that even if you've had medication or you've done exercises that hasn't helped you out as much, you can definitely say that as well. I remember one exercise that I kept trying to do, but the only thing that ended up happening was that my eyes would feel very dry afterwards, which is the I don't know what to call it. It's on a card there are two cats. One cat has a tail, the other cat only has whiskers, and you kind of put a pen in between, and then you pretty much try to see where you can focus on the pen and have both of these cats pretty much converge into just one image of a cat. So I kept trying to do that. I tried that for at least I want to say a few months, but the one thing that only ended up happening was giving me a headache. So if you have done that exercise and that has helped you, do share your experiences with how you managed to make it work, so that I can maybe try again and see if that ends up helping my oscillopsia and nystagmus. But with that being said, thank you so much for listening to me talk about my Hump Day Hurdles for this week, and I hope you're having a great rest of the day. Stay safe as always, and thank you so much for listening in, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.